Ballyclare District Historical Memorial Association. Live by the sword, die by the sword. A fitting end at Loughgall. On the 8th of May 1987, 8 members of the IRA's East Tyrone Brigade set off towards Loughgall RUC station with the sole intention of murderous slaughter. 5 of the men were in a stolen Toyota van. The other 3 were in a stolen backhoe digger. The bucket of the digger contained an oil drum packed with over 300 pounds of Semtex explosives and 2 40-second unlit fuses. The IRA terrorists intended to drive the digger through the perimeter fence to blow up the building, with the 5 other men opening fire with automatic weapons on any survivors who would try to escape the building. The IRA team members were Jimmy Lina, Patrick McKerney, Tony Gormley, Gerard O'Callaghan, Declan Arthurs, Seamus Donnelly and Eugene and Patrick Kelly. All the men had disguised themselves by wearing boiler suits, latex gloves and socks over their boots to eliminate any forensic identification. At 7:15 p.m, Declan Arthurs drove the digger towards the station. Riding with him was Gormley and O'Callaghan, carrying weapons in one hand and lighters for the fuses in the other. The other 5 members of the unit followed in the stolen Toyota van, with Eugene Kelly driving, the unit commander Patrick Kelly in the passenger seat, and the other 3 in the back. Unbeknown to the terrorists, British intelligence had been informed of their impending attack and had 6-man SAS team waiting inside the station, with a further 18 hidden in 5 different locations in the wooded area surrounding the police station. 2 RUC HMSU officers had also been drafted in to accompany the RUC officer who was to carry on the normal running of the station. The digger crashed through the security fence and the fuses were lit. The bomb detonated, destroying the backhoe and badly damaging the station. Patrick Kelly and the others had jumped from the van, which had stopped short of the digger, and opened fire on the building and on anyone who may try to flee the carnage. The SAS opened fire from their positions, eliminating all 8 terrorists. 2 civilian brothers, Anthony and Oliver Hughes, had been returning from work, dressed in similar boiler suits to the terrorists, and unknowingly drove into the ongoing ambush. Sadly, Anthony was killed and Oliver was seriously wounded. The 2 HMSU officers were also injured in the explosion, with one receiving serious head injuries, and an SAS soldier also received serious facial injuries from broken glass from a window caused by the gunfire. There were 8 firearms recovered from the scene: 3 Heckler & Koch G3 rifles, 1 FN FAL rifle, 2 FN FNC rifles, a Franchi Spaz 12 shotgun and a Ruger Security 6 revolver. The Ruger had been stolen from RUC officer William Clement, who had been killed 2 years earlier in an IRA attack on the Ballyclare RUC base. Another gun had been used to murder Harold Henry, a builder employed to repair and build Army and RUC facilities. These weapons had also been linked to 7 known murders and 12 attempted murders in the Mid-Ulster region. In 2001, the European Court of Human Rights ruled that the 8 IRA terrorists had their human rights violated, with the terrorists' families claiming unlawful killing. The result of this ruling was that the British government were ordered to pay compensation to the terrorists' families, despite the fact that these men had set out to murder and maim innocent people. MP Andrew Hunter, a member of the Northern Ireland Select Committee, called the judgment obscene and further added, "Those IRA men had no regard whatsoever for the human rights and the right to life of their victims. They regarded and treated them as legitimate targets. Those men didn't give a damn about any article of any convention. It is repulsive when the supporters of terrorist murderers and would-be murderers jump on the human rights bandwagon. In December 2011, the Northern Ireland's Historical Inquiries team found that not only did the IRA terrorists fire first, but they could not have been safely arrested. It was concluded that the British Army was justified in opening fire. The East Tyrone Brigade continued to be active until the provisional IRA ceasefire 10 years later. Had these terrorists not been eliminated, they would have continued their murderous campaign on innocent people. The families of the victims and the survivors of the heinous crimes at the hands of the Provisional IRA have received no justice for the pain and suffering and devastation caused. Instead, they watch as the murderous terrorists are welcomed and revered by their political wing, Sinn Féin, receiving compensations for crimes they committed. It is a broken judicial system that does not listen and serves no justice to the true innocent victims of the IRA's murderous campaigns, but yet it listens to Gerry Adams' claims that he qualifies for compensation because of a defective custody order. Our history must not be forgotten, nor should we allow it to be rewritten. We must remember the suffering and the loss and the horrors inflicted on innocent communities at the hands of the Provisional IRA. We must be informed of the past to remind us just who Sinn Féin IRA are and of the murderous slaughter they are still capable of. If you're enjoying our channel, please let us know by clicking on the like, share and subscribe icons below. And thank you for your continued support.